First thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about putting some chicken wire out in our garden. Still having problems with the rabbits getting in there, so this is our next step to see if this will work. Now this, you can get chicken wire pretty much any of your local farm stores. It'll come in rolls, just like this. You can get different heights if you want, as well. So it just shows in this height. The rabbits won't be able to jump over this. Okay, so just gotta find the end here. See, it's got this extra wire wound around here to keep it tight. I just gotta find the end, unwind it. Now you could have also just took some wire cutters and cut through this if you wanted. Okay, now, so this will be the chicken wire. Now you want to be careful. The edges are, this is metal, so the edges here are going to be a little bit sharp. Now, you can put this up several ways. What we're going to do is we're going to just take the fence we already have, and we're going to use this wire that they made the roll stay tight in its plastic with, and we're just going to attach it to the fence that's already there. You can also, they have special poles that are for poultry netting you can use, or what you can do, you can get some lumber. I recommend treated lumber, and treated, that would be for, it's supposed to be treated against the elements, and it's supposed to help it last longer, protect it from, decay and stuff like that. And then what you would want to do if you did something like that, what you also need is you would need some staples. I suppose you could use a staple gun, one of the heavy duty ones, not one that you use for paper. And you can use a staple gun, or you can just get the little metal staples that you pound in with a hammer. and then you would just attach this, wind it around, and then you would attach this to your poles. I would recommend getting poles that are about maybe 6 inches to a foot longer than what your wire is, because you want them so far down into the ground for stability. And this is also just for the garden. Keep in mind, if you're building something to enclose animals, you'll want to do it a little bit differently. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm pulling the fence that we already have in the ground. I'm pulling it up so that the spikes that were pushed into the ground can run through the bottom of this. Which will also help keep the copper wire in place. And then taking pieces of that wire and I'm just kind of winding it through here. Now, you see what I'm doing? I'm putting some on the top, on the very top of the other fence we had. Just kind of winding it around. And then I'll put one kind of in the middle of the wire and wind it around. go on it. I'm just trying to make sure that it's as tight up against the other fence as I can. If you're going to do it this way, make sure when you wind this around that you are getting it around both the older fence and the chicken one itself. As you can see, we're almost done here. Just trying to finish wrapping it around there. this should help. I said that before. The rabbits shouldn't be able to, I mean, they won't be able to squeeze through holes that are that size, for sure. But we're really overrun with rabbits in this area. I've talked to a few other gardeners, and they're having the same problem with that. I mean, you know, it comes with adding the human element to it. We got, you know, not maybe a couple miles out of town, it's the country, and they got overrun with coyotes, so the rabbits come here where they feel like they're out of danger. But it really, you just add the human element to it, and it throws everything out of balance. Okay, well, nothing left to do is to finish up here just like we did the other three sides. And as you can see, we got quite a bit left over there. The roll, we'll snip that off when we're done, and then we'll create some kind of door. That way we can pull it back if we want to get in and out. I mean, you really could, if you wanted, to just push it down gently and climb in over. If that's, you know, if that's what you wanted, it wouldn't be that hard to just go ahead and do that with this kind. Now if you get the poles and stuff like I talked about earlier, it's gonna go clear up to here and hold it the whole way up, you probably won't be able to push it down in. So that's pretty much it. Well, here we are at the end of the garden here. We have the first piece we started with, and here's the end piece. What we're going to do so what you probably want to do is you probably want to leave this piece, you won't want to secure it, I mean you want to make it secure so they can't get through, but you probably won't want to put the bottom down through the old fence, and because you'll probably just want to maybe secure it up here with, if you have any of these pieces left, like we do. And then when you want to get into your garden, you can just undo it and then pull this back so far. So we've got it tied down there already. Just pull it back so far, then you can get in there. That way it'll just make it easier on yourself to be able to get through. If you push this down too much to get in there, chances are it's going to stay like that, because this is kind of bendable, and it's really easy to bend. See, I'll show you. And it just kind of stays that way. So you'll just want to, once again, be careful. These are sharp. Now if you get the poles, like we talked about before, what you could also do is take a couple of nails or hooks or something and pound in there. And then if it's a nail, just bend the nail a little bit, and then you can bend this over and secure it to the nail about like that. You know, on your last post. And then you can just take it off of there and move it that way, if that's the way you choose to go with this. There we go. Okay, here's another of our harvest of strawberries. They're still producing down there, so we still got more that we'll be picking throughout the season. I just wanted to show you. Now this is really my first time that I had any real luck growing strawberries. So I'm not sure if it's the type of soil here or the plants. So if you have a little bit of trouble with something, you know, it's not, don't give up gardening or anything. It's not, you know, it's not any reflection on you. It could be any number of things. So you just keep that in mind.
I don't know if you can see him or not, but he's in the backyard, just straight along there. He tried last night to get into the fence. He went around the garden 3 times and pressed against the fence, but he never got in. I'm kind of waiting to see if he's going to try anything.
Okay, well, it's been about 24 hours since we've installed our chicken fence, or chicken wire. And so far, the rabbits have came and, I don't know, looked at it and tried to figure out a way in, and now so far they haven't even come close to the garden yet today because they can't get into it. So far, so good.